seen that there is a huge calamity which has befallen Pakistan. And in this huge calamity, the problem that has come is because of the rains that were 5 times higher than what we normally expect. If you see, in Sindh province, normally it would have been just 35 to 50 millimeters of rain in a complete season. And this year, it has been over 600 millimeters on the average, which is 508% higher than the average rainfall. This is also because of the changes that are occurring because of the ENSO and the Equino, and this has a strong bearing on the monsoon region. Next. So this map would show you what kind of rainfall we have received. If you would just remain on the red, you will find that this is the entire Sindh province. And in the north, you have the KPK. Both of them have received over 500 millimeters of rain, and at one place it was 752. This is near the world record of rain at any one place. We have had 5 spells till now. Next. So this purple, so the area that we have under water, Portugal, Ecuador, or the states of Michigan and Colorado of the US. As you can see, we have lost 750,000 livestock as of now, and huge tracts of land, around 4 million acres, are underwater, which will affect our crops. Next. It is provisionally estimated that over $30 billion would be lost in this catastrophe. Next. Coming over to the Sindh province, as I've already shown, almost entire Sindh is underwater, and large tracts have water over 6 to 8 feet. Once this started, 9 locations were underwater, but now at 2 places the national railway track is underwater, and we cannot run the national rail from Islamabad to Karachi. Next. This will just give you a glimpse of the water. If you could see Hamal Lake on 4th August and now on 28th August, it seems that the entire area is Hamal Lake. Similarly, Kambar Shadat Kot, Shikarpur are all underwater. Next. So in the other provinces, we are out of rescue, but in Sindh, we are still continuing to do the rescue operations because the water is flowing downwards and has gone to Manchar Lake, which is the biggest freshwater lake in Asia. This lake has burst at 3 places, and its water is now flowing towards the Indus. Today in the morning, we had to make a cut on the national railway line as well as the N55 to make the water go towards the Indus. We are hopeful that in the next week or so, the situation will start stabilizing, but for 1 week, we have 160,000 people still in the area. Next. In the south of Sindh, the LBOD is carrying a large amount of water, but our districts are still underwater. And in Badin, the LBOD has broken its banks and is flooding the areas beside it. Next. So this is Mohenjo-daro, the oldest site in Pakistan. From the nation, all national highways we have been able to restore that link in the last month or so. Next. Now we are left with only 3 places, and the major problem is with the Mach bridge, which collapsed, and till that bridge is constructed, no railway traffic can run from anywhere in Pakistan to Quetta. Next. Next. So this is the condition of the railway lines. Next. In KPK, next. These are just a few glimpses of what happened. Next. In Punjab, it was only basically 2 major districts where only at one place we have standing water. Rest Punjab is doing well. Next. This was the water which stood in different areas. Next. Rojan, you would see, sir, it has still water standing over there. Next. In GB and AJK, the rainfall was less due to climate change. This is the area which traditionally got rain, but this year there hasn't been any much rain in the area. Next. This was hill torrents which were taking away everything. Wherever it rained profusely. And at other places in AJK, no rain. Mangla Dam is presently at 50% capacity, while at other places we have almost 10 times worth of water standing at different places. Next. Next. So in response to this, the Prime Minister had ordered the setting up of the National Flood Response and Coordination Center. Our mandate is to synergize and articulate the national flood effort. And we are doing it through assessment, coordination, forecasting, and lastly, policy recommendations. Next. So this is the organization where all stakeholders are a part of it, ministers of the government, as well as provincial governments are part of it, and of course, the military. Next. This is the military organization. Next. So the relief efforts that have taken place till now, we have already issued 2,98,000, but this is just a drop in the bucket. Perhaps much more is required. Next. Similarly, we are receiving help from our international bodies as well as our friends all over the world, including UAE, China, Uzbekistan, Qatar, France, Jordan, USA, and of course, the UN is always at the front of all these things. Next. This is what is all arriving in the next coming days. Next. We have also established a number of relief camps and medical camps. Next. And collection centers. The army is collecting at a number of places from where we transport this to the areas affected. Next. And this is all that we have transported till now. Next. Some glimpses of the relief effort going on. Next. 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 Sir, we have done a lot of coordination with OCHA, and last week we had a coordination conference over here in which we called all the major NGOs and we coordinated with them how this system is going to work. The UNRC helped us in that matter, and we continue to work with them in order to improve how the NGOs provide help to the people and where we require it. So it's a coordinated effort between the civil government, the military, as well as the NGOs, and under the auspices of the UN in certain areas. Next. Sir, we have started the joint survey in Balochistan. It has started in GB, Punjab, and KPK. It will start by Monday. And Sindh, because we are still in the rescue phase, will start once the rescue phase is over. Next. Sir, the Prime Minister of Pakistan has very kindly given 28 billion rupees to the BISP, which has, out of which 20 billion has already been distributed to the people at 25,000 rupees per household, and this is being increased to 70 billion, and which will provide almost 1.5 million families will be provided this money. In addition, waiving off of the electricity bill in all those areas where there is water standing, and deferment of payment of agricultural loans, which will be approximately 52 billion rupees once it is done. Next. Sir, we have already seen how we are looking at it. Next. The concept is very simple, sir. We are in a rescue phase in Sindh, but in other areas we have gone to relief, and we will go to rehab and reconstruction. At present, we require tents, we require mosquito nets and food. But once we go to the rehab stage, we have to reconstruct in major areas disaster-resistant structures for which help would be required from the international community. Next. So this is the plan of action which has been approved by the Prime Minister and which we will be following to the hilt. We are already in the rescue. I feel that another 2-3 weeks this will continue. We will go to relief. Relief will last in certain areas even up to 6 months because of the standing water. And then the survey is going on, which will complete by the end of October in most areas. And from then on, we will move forward. Infrastructure is being opened as we speak, and very few areas are left. while the national infrastructure, we would like to rehabilitate some of the national highways and the railway line. And now, sir, this last aspect of compensation is already in full swing. As I said, the Prime Minister has already given the money, uniformity would be there. We want activity in the next 2 to 3 days, and of course the credible joint survey. Next, please. And we are preparing the health response plan, the food security plan, the draining system rehabilitation, education in displaced areas, and of course improved information flow. Next. Sir, thank you very much, sir. That is all from my side.
May I ask you two questions?
Sure.
I've read in the press in the last 2
There is that there was a lake in which you were worried about is it controlled?
Has a total capacity of 125 feet it could rise to. It rose to 124 feet. Therefore, we had to apply breaching sections at 2 places. The water is out. It has flooded 5 tehsils. Almost 164,000 people are affected in that area. The situation is still fluid. We still have boats in the area rescuing people. However, there is a glimmer of hope as of today that we have broken the national railway line as well as the national highway N55, and the water has started pouring into the Indus. This will take about a week to stabilize. But because the water is coming from Balochistan, we feel that our danger period will still lurk for another month or so.
And I mean, the monsoons now changed.
Sir.
Is there any risk of additional heavy rains?
Sir, what we have discussed with the Met Department is that till now we don't have a danger of the weather coming up again. However, there is a system coming up on the 25th of September, which we are watching very warily. They say that it will head towards India, but because of this climate change, you are never sure, and we will continue to watch and see. If it does turn to our side, we would like to be prepared for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency, for your time, and thank you for this very good presentation. Secretary General, I think what we have seen over here on the screen is a glaring manifestation of the climate change which has created this havoc in Pakistan. Today, Pakistan has faced the brunt. Tomorrow, it could be other countries and other regions. Therefore, I think it's high time that we take notice of this situation. As you have seen, we are passing through the phase of rescue and relief, and soon we'll be entering into the phase of reconstruction and rehabilitation, for which we need infinite amount of funding. Pakistan is doing its best with its meager resources, and of course we thank the international community for contributing in this behalf, and thank you, your organization, for supporting us. But unless we get sufficient support in terms of relief, in terms of repairing our damaged infrastructure, we will be in trouble. We are obviously complete.
गर्मी की शिद्दत हो या लू का आना जाना हो,